Retired Greek accountant George Alexandrakis takes his 120 euros, around $133, from the bank. That's the maximum pensioners are now allowed to withdraw. He heads to the pharmacy to buy some medicines. In his view, people like him wouldn't be affected much if his country left the Eurozone and returned to using a national currency. The worst that would happen for him, he says, is he might have to pay something extra if it's imported from the European Union. And he says he's already in poverty. Greeks will vote Sunday on whether to accept proposals from creditors in order to access bailout funding. A no decision could mean Greece will stop using the euro. Why would this be a big deal for Europe and the euro? When 12 Eurozone countries launched the new common currency in 2001, the move was heralded as ushering in a new era. After centuries of Europeans fighting one another, much of the region would share financial institutions and promote mutual prosperity. But that required these countries to surrender much of their financial sovereignty to new European institutions. Voters in Italy, Spain, and Greece willingly submitted to years of fiscal and monetary austerity to qualify. In Greece, the euro replaced the Greek drachma, a currency with a history dating back 2,600 years. 14 years and one global economic crisis later, many Greeks now view their economic relationship with the rest of Europe differently. They see themselves as the debtor who's struggling to get back on its feet, and Europe's wealthier countries as unsympathetic credit agents who demand unreasonably harsh spending cuts. Taxpayers in these wealthier countries, on the other hand, say they're tired of subsidizing countries like Greece that live beyond their means. Greece's prime minister says the bailout plan it's now being offered is unbearable. That's why he's called for a referendum on whether Greece should accept the deal.
They want our freedom. Greek people will fight back.
So why are Greek banks already shut? Greek banks have scant cash and few assets they can quickly sell. So when a depositor asks for a withdrawal, they must borrow from the central bank to be able to give the depositor cash. But seeing Greece as uncooperative and unwilling to rein in spending, the European Central Bank decided not to increase the amount of emergency funds Greek banks can access. That's forced Greek authorities to close them and limit ATM withdrawals to around $67 per day. That kind of pressure worked 2 years ago with the economically tiny, by comparison, country of Cyprus. It accepted a deal requiring depositors with more than 100,000 euros to take steep losses as the price of staying in the Eurozone. Thousands of Greek protesters say rebelling against the European nations who keep their country financially afloat is unwise.
Democracy was solidified in Greece because of the European Union.
If Greece chooses to go it alone, they think citizens could see most of their life savings vanish and their country fall into an even deeper recession. On the other side, those who feel Greece's economy couldn't get much worse. After a Greek exit from the euro, they believe Greece would eventually rebound and benefit from being in control of its own currency. What would a so-called Grexit mean for the rest of the Eurozone? What most assumed back in 2001 to be an unbreakable bond between the 12 countries would be proven otherwise. Spain's prime minister says if Greece pulls out of the euro, people could think that maybe another country could abandon it in the future. I think that would be the most serious problem that this could generate. The powerhouse economies of Europe, like Germany, could, in theory, face a revolt from other debt-burdened countries, one that threatens both the economic and political unity of the continent. That's the short answer.